Inn of Hampton UK is itself a time capsule and resembling much of how it did back in its early days. The beginning of the inn's tragic history dates back to December 1760.
Yeah, this just looks like a house.
Bill Clavers prepared to rob a midnight stagecoach bound for London. His wife, with their child in hand, begged him not to go through with the crime, but in a fit of anger he pushed her aside, sending her flying down the stairs. In his drunken confusion, he fled the house and robbed the coach. Upon returning to the inn, he was horrified to discover his wife and child did not survive their plummet down the stairs. Panicked, Clavers hid the bodies in the trunk, then paced around the inn trying to think of what to do. Meanwhile, local constables followed Clavers' footsteps in the snow and surrounded the building. As they prepared to enter,
don't commit a crime in the winter, kids. Footprints.
Or if you do, piss in each footstep, so the police step in your piss.
Clavers and tied him to a chair as they searched the premises.
That's scary.
Inside, they were horrified to come face to face with the apparition of Clavers' wife, and they fled the house. Finally,
she turned into a ghost in less than an hour or two.
Damn.
It's
a quick changeover.
Clavers' wife and child, now confirmed a guilty man. Clavers was tried and executed by hanging. Those staying at the inn are often told by locals about the sightings of the apparitions as they knock back drink after drink, and each has their own story to tell.
That's smart. Get really drunk while people are telling you haunted stories in a haunted house.
Yeah.
For those wanting a unique hotel experience, they should seek out the Queen Mary. The Queen Mary Hotel was once a luxury cruise liner for the Cunard Line from 1936 until being retired in 1967. Since then, it has rested permanently in the Long Beach Harbor, acting as a hotel, restaurant, and museum. However,
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
That's cool.
The restless spirits of former crew and guests. During the Second World War, the Queen Mary was converted into a troop transport vessel. By the war's conclusion, the ship had transported over 800,000 troops to nearly every Allied campaign. The Queen Mary transported thousands of war brides and war babies in what became known as the Bride and Baby Voyages. The Queen Mary is said to be very haunted, as there were 49 reported deaths during its service from the horrors of the war. The infamous Door 13 crushed 2 men to death at different points of the cruise's operation. Spirits are often observed in the first and second class swimming pools, even though neither are no longer functioning and are used for different purposes. Ghosts are said to be seen swimming and splashing away in the water wearing 1930s swimwear. The Queen's Salon hosts the ghost of a beautiful young woman wearing a formal white evening gown. And she
do they come and eat dinner with you at the restaurant though? That's what I'm talking about.
Stay away from my plate. My food.
I just want a friend, you know. I've always just wanted a friend.
Someday you'll have one, Hayden.
The Empress Hotel. Those who visit Victoria, British Columbia, agree the city is beautiful in history and culture.
Cool.
The most prestiged hotel is by far the Empress Hotel, now operated by Fairmont. The hotel opened in 1908. Further extensions were added in 1909, 1914, and 1928.
It's a sweet-looking building.
The hotel is also rumored to be haunted by various spirits who at one point stayed in one of the many rooms there. Several people have reported an apparition.
Dude, I would not want to see that, man. Like, just imagine walking down like a hallway and just seeing that at the end. Would you keep walking or would you turn around?
If I knew there was ghosts there, I'd probably turn around. If I just didn't know there was ghosts, I would just assume it's a shadow of someone at the end of the hall.
Man, I'd be out of there.
Yeah. If I knew,
I'd be out of there.
Historians believe this matches the description of Francis Rattenbury, the hotel's architect. There have also been reports of a mysterious little girl haunting the hotel.
A mysterious little girl.
And she frequents the elevators as that's where the
pesky little bastard.
Never a non-mysterious little girl. Always a mysterious little girl.
The number of elevators due to the hotel's increased popularity. Guests have complained of mysterious knocks on their doors, but no one being present upon investigation. Most agree the spirit is harmless and simply a child acting normally for her age, just wishing to play pranks and play with the guests.
Ding dong,
the
bitch.
Empress resident spirits seem to be harmless, with Rattenbury simply wishing to forever reside in his proudest achievement.
Just wants to live at home.
Yeah, just wants to be there. Laugh by joking around with the guests and staff.
Maybe I'll haunt this house when I'm dead.
The Place
just want to be at home.
A building full of bad luck and unhappy history. The Place des Hermes is one of the most extravagant landmarks of the
Damn.
New Orleans French Quarter.
New Orleans.
It was originally built as military quarters
Lots
in
of scary shit there.
1735
For
and
sure.
was later converted
Some
into
sick
a
architecture.
school. The school tragically burned down in the
Ugh.
Great New Orleans Fire of 1788, killing the
Is that a whole
headmaster and
school?
several students.
Ew.
Now operating as a hotel, guests and staff have reported many bizarre and unexplainable incidents
No
occurring
doubt.
in the
No
rooms
shit.
and halls. One woman discussed how she
Build
went on
anything
her
over,
balcony to get a view of the French
tragic,
Quarter and began a conversation with a man in the
event,
adjacent
you know?
balcony from
You're gonna
her.
get ghosts.
The conversation was friendly for its duration, but when the woman spoke
It's
about
like
it with
building on a burial
reception,
ground.
she was shocked to learn no one was staying in the room at that time. Guests have also heard
Oh,
children
those eyes are jet
laughing,
black.
despite none staying in the
There's
rooms
no whites.
nearby,
She's
and
a
feeling as
demon.
if someone is watching them from
It's
the
like Supernatural.
bathroom as they
Supernatural.
sleep. A bearded man has been seen wandering around
He's creepy.
the building and its courtyard.
Dude, that's sexy.
And
It's a
it is
sexy ass
believed to
beard.
be the ghost of the former
are you
headmaster,
talking about?
peacefully strolling
I
his
don't know.
former
The glasses make him look
workplace,
kinda-
with New Orleans having a
Nah, it's just the
reputation
glasses,
for
you know?
haunted
He's gotta
Okay, the
act.
beard's cool. Okay, I'll give you that. The
Takes
beard's
off the
cool.
glasses.
Okay, I'll give you that. The beard's
Sexy
cool.
ass
Number
motherfucker.
7,
Those are
Chateau
bad
Laurier.
80s glasses.
Yeah.
Canada's capital of Ottawa.
Oh,
is famous
shit.
for its
Ooh,
spectacular
it's Canada.
architecture.
Canada.
From the Houses of Parliament to various museums the city has to offer, one of the city's jewels is the Chateau Laurier, one of the Canadian Pacific Railway
Seen it.
hotels,
Never
and
been in it.
sister hotels such as the more famous Chateau Laurier
Never
in
been to
Quebec
Ottawa.
City and Banff Springs Hotel in Alberta. Built in 1912, the hotel was named for Sir Wilfrid Laurier,
Cool
the
dude.
7th Prime Minister of Canada and the country's first French-speaking Prime Minister. The man who commissioned the Laurier, Charles Melville, was bound for Canada in order to attend the opening ceremony, but was unfortunate
More
to
cool
have
beard.
sought passage on the
Ah!
Titanic. He was one of the many
are the
souls
odds?
lost on the ship. Just 12 days before the hotel's completion, guests and staff have seen a ghost wandering the halls, and descriptions match Melville, leading many to believe he has chosen his hotel as his final resting
So he
place
dies in the
as he was
Titanic,
unable
but
to
haunts
see
his
it in
hotel.
life.
That's
Various
sick.
famous historical
Must have been something that
figures,
tied him
both
to
Canadian
it, so he
and
can-
international,
'cause he would've had to
have
go
been
overseas
spotted
and
in the
stuff, and-
Laurier, including Canadian
Maybe he took a
humorist Stephen
ghost
Leacock,
boat
Albert
from
He
each
took
ship.
a ghost dolphin.
and even Winston
Ghost dolphin.
Churchill, all of whom
Winsty!
Yeah.
Winsty!
during their
He's
visits
one of
Best
my-
speech ever.
One of my
Guests
favorites.
have written reviews of the hotel detailing their paranormal experiences,
I'll go.
but all seem to agree it has not deterred their wish to return. And the Chateau Laurier
That's
continues
cool.
to be a highly
I'll go
regarded
still.
hotel
It looks
in
like a
the
sick
Great
hotel.
White North. Number 6, Ross Castle.
Ooh.
With a history as rich as Ireland's, it's no surprise the island will have its fair share of spirits. On top of its legends and mythical creatures, all around the small country are
Look at that.
castles.
That's awesome.
embedding the
Damn, that
history of
fog, though.
struggle between the Irish people and the English rulers who constantly ravaged the lands. Ross Castle is one particular location, located along the
I'll go
shores
just
of
to take
Loch
photos.
Sheen. Ross
That's
Castle
sweet.
has become not
Screw
only
staying
a
there. I'm
historic
gonna take
landmark,
photos.
but also a popular bed and breakfast. However,
Never mind.
Ooh.
I want some food too. Whoa.
Yeah. That totally changes the way you feel about that castle.
I still want to grab a photo like that though. That's
said to
sick.
be the victims of the notorious Richard Nugent, appropriately named the Black Baron. He
I can
once
see
accused
why.
a beggar of having a dog steal bread and had the beggar hung on the spot. A cross now stands where
Wow.
the gallows once were. Guests and staff speak on a ghostly figure riding
Whoa.
a horse around the grounds, but he is said to be a sign of good fortune.
Really?
Those who see him
Headless
have
You
see
mercy
that? That's a
upon
good
them.
fortune?
Like Headless Horseman?
Therefore,
He's
not
got
all
a head,
spirits
but-
within Ross Castle are malevolent, and
Gotcha.
guests have generally
That's a cool
reported
photo.
a peaceful stay while there, stating there was nothing too scary that would not make them wish to return.